An activist shareholder is one using an equity stake in a corporation to put public pressure on its management. The goals of activist shareholders range from financial to non-financial. The attraction of shareholder activism lies in its comparative cheapness. A fairly small stake may be enough to launch a successful campaign. In comparison, a full takeover bid is a much more costly and difficult undertaking. Shareholder activism has gained popularity as management compensation at publicly traded companies and cash balances on corporate balance sheets have risen. Not only are the aggregate dollars invested in the activist asset class continuing to grow, but activists are also generating significant positive attention from mainstream media by taking more sophisticated approaches to identifying their platforms and running the campaigns. Once derided as corporate raiders, shareholder activists are now the recipients of admiration for sparking change in corporate boardrooms, leading to corporate boards developing best practices for responding to shareholder activism. Activists increasingly are transitioning from outside agitators to influential insiders. In fact, some well-established activists were able to secure board seats without running a proxy contest in 2015. Shareholder activism can take any of several forms: proxy battles, publicity campaigns, shareholder resolutions, litigation, and negotiations with management. Daniel Loeb, head of Third Point Management, is notable for his use of sharply written letters directed towards the CEOs of his target companies. Some of the recent activist investment funds include California Public Employees Retirement System, Icahn Management LP, Santa Monica Partners Opportunity Fund LP, State Board of Administration of Florida, and Relational Investors LLC. Due to the Internet, smaller shareholders have also gained an outlet to voice their opinions. In 2005, small MCI Inc. shareholders created an online petition to protest the MCI Inc. Verizon merger. Notable investors. During the 1980s, notable activist investors such as Carl Icahn and T. Boone Pickens gained international notoriety and were often perceived as corporate raiders for acquiring an equity stake in publicly owned companies, like Icahn's investment in B.F. Goodrich, and then forcing companies to take action to improve value or rid themselves of rebel intruders like Icahn by buying back the raiders' investment at a fat premium, often at the expense of the other shareholders. In an Opal-esque TV interview with notable activist investor Philip Goldstein of Bulldog Investors, Goldstein describes the role of an activist investor as that of a catalyst unlocking value in an underlying security. He goes on to say that the public perception of activist investors has changed, and this image of corporate raiders has dissipated. Notable activist investors: Carl Icahn, Nelson Peltz, Bill Ackman, Daniel Loeb, Ralph V. Whitworth, Kirk Kerkorian, Warren Lichtenstein, Alexei Navalny, Stephen Mayne, T. Boone Pickens, Jr., Philip Goldstein, Theo Bota, David M. Webb, Guy Weiser Pratt, D. Carl Sermonara. Performance. Taking an activist approach to public investing may produce returns in excess of those likely to be achieved passively. A 2012 study by London-based research firm Activist Insight showed that the mean annual net return of over 40 activist-focused hedge funds had consistently outperformed the MSCI World Index in the years following the global financial crisis in 2008. Activist investing was the top-performing strategy among hedge funds in 2013, with such firms returning, on average, 16.6%, while other hedge funds returned 9.5%.
Socially responsible investing. Organizations such as the Interfaith Center on Corporate Responsibility, as USO and Series use shareholder resolutions and other means of pressure to address issues such as sustainability and human rights.